Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Tesla stock yesterday was up 2.2% in regular trading. It was actually not a great day for the Russell, which is the most correlated index to Tesla. The Russell was down 0.76%. Well, lo and behold, we have big news to share with you in today's episode that has to do with Robotaxi. Now, I actually made two videos, at least partially talking about this theory that I have, okay? I don't think it's much of a theory anymore, like it's happening, okay? And here's the quote-unquote theory. Wall Street is finally starting to realize what Tesla's AI opportunity is all about. As I said in previous videos, you do not move Tesla stock. Your 100 shares you may buy every now and again don't do anything for Tesla. What moves Tesla higher are hedge funds, institutions, money managers with large dollar amounts that buy the stock. That's what has caused the rally recently. We had a Baird analyst, Ben Callow, yesterday come out with his note on Tesla, saying that Tesla could be a $3,000 stock if Elon succeeds with the compensation package and hits all the tiers. He says that Tesla is the biggest physical AI, real-world AI company in the world, raised his price target 71%. I think this is starting a new trend of Wall Street getting behind the idea of Tesla as a winner, the winner in real-world physical AI. And that's going to mean substantial upside for Tesla stock. And there is a bunch of upcoming catalysts, including what we're going to talk about in this video, that is going to be seen as good news for Tesla coming on Monday. So we're going to get into all of your Tesla news. We're going to look at the option activity on Friday, the final numbers, as well as the activity for the last week. But we are also going to look at broader market news as well, because Donald Trump does have a planned interview scheduled for Sunday, and I wouldn't be shocked to get some big news there as well. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts on this down below in the comment section. If you want to come trade with us live in real time, check out that link down below in the description of this video. This portfolio is up 185.21% year to date. It's not, again, you're not guaranteed to make money. You're not guaranteed to change your life. But what I will say is you will be early to potential opportunities. That's what I do. That's where I spend 90% of my time, is finding underappreciated AI stocks in the marketplace. Most of the time, they're smaller cap companies. Hence, that tends to work out well because you can get pretty substantial upside. 10, 20, 30x opportunities, kind of the ballpark we're targeting. And some of them have worked recently. I think we're just at the start of some of the ones that I've identified. I even bought a new one on Friday. So it's not financial advice. It's not a recommendation. But if you want to come join, try it out. Check that link out down below in the description of today's episode. Okay, so let's get started with the big news today for Tesla, okay? Tesla has officially received approval from the Arizona Department of Transportation to start testing autonomous vehicles on public roads. Sawyer Merritt says, "Today I confirmed directly with the Arizona DOT that Tesla has met requirements to begin testing its autonomous vehicles in Arizona with safety drivers. Tesla has submitted a self-certification stating its plans to test autonomous vehicles in Arizona using safety drivers. ADOT's Motor Vehicle Division has acknowledged the receipt of this self-certification. To be clear, this is specifically for testing with a safety driver. A TNC or ride-sharing service will require a different permit, but this news today is nonetheless a big step forward. And here he has attached the actual website where you can go look at this for yourself. Okay, so yes, it's happening. We're one step closer to expanding into a new state. Okay, Tesla has gotten approval recently to start testing. I believe it was in Las Vegas airport area. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this is a whole new, state. Something like Phoenix is one of Waymo's biggest markets. Okay, it should be fairly easy for Tesla once they go through the standard process to get approved in Phoenix. And throughout the rest of this year, there's probably going to be other states and cities that give similar approvals. This is all happening simultaneously in different states right now, not just Arizona, in Las Vegas, in Florida. They reference Florida on the earnings call quite a few times. And I wouldn't be surprised in areas like New York or Illinois as well. This, I do think, is big news, and I think Tesla will likely react to this on Monday, okay? What Ben Callow said, the analyst with Baird that raised his price target massively on Friday, that essentially caused the stock to go up like 2.2%. He said there is a slew of catalysts, okay, coming the rest of this year. Robotaxi expansions, updates to the Optimus bot, many different things. Shareholder meeting, okay? And, well, here's another catalyst. Recent buyers of the Model S and X in the US that already bought FSD can now add the Lux package for $2,000. The Lux package includes free lifetime supercharging, 4-year premium service, and free lifetime premium connectivity. $2,000 for lifetime supercharging is a steal. So they're offering this package for the Model S and the Model X vehicles. And the extent of the fake news out there is crazy. Just to show you this, Elon Musk's XAI has raised $10 billion at a $200 billion valuation, according to CNBC. CNBC said this yesterday. Elon Musk says fake news. XAI is not raising any capital right now. He says that XAI will raise capital over the coming months, but they are not doing that right now. So I don't know where people get this shit from. Elon Musk's estimated net worth just hit a new all-time high of $500 billion, making him the first person to surpass the $500 billion mark. Elon's net worth is higher than the combined market caps of Disney, Ford, Shopify, and GM. Most recent valuations of Elon's 6 companies based on publicly available info: Tesla at $1.42 trillion, SpaceX at $400 billion, XAI and X at $200 billion, Neuralink at $9 billion, The Boring Company at $7 billion. Over $2 trillion combined and climbing fast. Tesla's chief designer Franz von Holzen, in a new interview on if Tesla has considered making a cyber SUV or smaller Cybertruck, said, quote, "Those are definitely things we've considered. Wait and see is probably the best way I can answer that. We're working on so many innovative and fun things." Tesla's chief designer Franz von Holzen, in a new interview on Tesla's Diner, says, quote, "We've been talking about diners located around the world. I think it's just a matter of stay tuned. We're checking it out." So there is going to be more diners in other areas. And again, here you can see this. Baird says that if Tesla and Elon Musk can achieve all the operational milestones in his newly proposed pay package, Tesla's market cap could hit upwards of $12 trillion or $3,000 plus per share. And for the final time on this channel, I think it's so important that everyone understands this. So if you've watched any of the last 3 videos, you're gonna have at least heard this once, okay? That's the idea. Baird on why they increased their Tesla price target today by 71% to $548 per share. This is the highest price target on Wall Street, and this literally shocked everyone on Wall Street. Okay, whether you are Adam Jonas or the next guy, You got a call from your boss today that said, did you see Baird's price target on Tesla? Look into this. Are we missing something? Should we raise our price target? Is Tesla going to be a leader in physical AI? You get the idea, right? And then those companies tend to follow their analysts. So this is a huge needle mover for Tesla. This is a massive catalyst. I don't think a lot of people realize just how big this catalyst was. Baird said, quote, "We underestimated the look-through in the core automotive business. We now expect shares to outperform as Tesla is increasingly viewed as the leader in physical AI. Additionally, the road ahead is chock full of catalysts. Beyond the typical Tesla news flow, we see several events ahead which could move the stock, including the next generation of Optimus reveal, announcing additional bots, entering new markets for Robotaxi service, shareholder approval of Musk's pay package, launch of the Tesla Semi, rollout of more affordable vehicles, expanding the use of Dojo externally, and energy business growth. Lastly, Musk's share purchase is a positive sign. Musk recently bought shares for $1 billion, which we see as a positive indicator looking ahead." I mean, there you have it. Now, in option activity on Friday, you had 342 different trades totaling $373 million with a positive order value of 86%. So, yeah, very bullish. And we've seen similar numbers. On Thursday, you had 514 different trades totaling $837 million with a positive order value of 88%. And over the past week, you had 3,003 different trades totaling $3.78 billion with a positive order value of 86%. So yeah, they've been bullish for a while now. You did see a fair bit of shorting pressure in Tesla, okay, on Friday. Short interest recently fell a little bit from 2.91% to 2.85%, but you're still pretty elevated compared to where you were like August 1st. Month and a half ago. You were at like 2.51% short interest of free float. Talked about this before on the channel, but I think a lot of the increase in shorting pressure that you've seen in Tesla in the last month and a half had to do with hedging for a weak September, because Tesla has a high beta. If markets fall, Tesla's usually going to fall more, right? You get the idea. And that's just not happening right now. The dollar amount sold short in Tesla sits at $33.4 billion. You have 80.13 million shares currently sold short. And you did have 1.32 million shares sold short on Friday. So, yeah, there was a bit of shorting pressure. Just put that into context, because Tesla still went up 2.2%. And it was not exactly a great day for risk on. IWM down 0.76% on Friday. Now, I do want to acknowledge this before we get into your broader market news today, but Donald Trump announced yesterday that he was going to go on Fox News for an interview on Sunday, and I'm speculating it's about the TikTok deal, about China relations, potentially. He might announce a slightly lower tariff rate because of the TikTok deal. That's my speculation. I could be wrong there. Clearly, that's not like set in stone. That's literally my speculation. But tomorrow, you want to be watching for that early in the morning. If we do get that news, it is going to be looked at as a positive for the markets. It's going to be looked at as less inflation, potentially a stronger, economy. Right. And I think generally we're going to get details of the phone call between Trump and President Xi of China. And it could be a big catalyst to start off this upcoming week. And the good news is, once we get out of this last week, we're mainly done with the seasonal weakness in September. And we haven't seen much of that seasonal weakness. And it becomes a lot less likely that we get any weakness dramatically, like 4 or 5% downside. Could we have a bad day or two? Like, sure, we could have a bad day or two in October, November, December, but getting a larger kind of correction just becomes less likely once we enter into October, specifically November. November is the best month historically for the stock market by far. Democratic leaders in the U.S. Congress are asking Trump in a letter for a meeting to avoid a government shutdown. Now, here's the deal. The government is set to shut down on October 1st. Government shutdowns historically are not negative for stocks. But when you have a labor market that is on weak footing, that's not exactly great. In fact, I have some anecdotals to add here. Okay. Yeah, so I'm partnered in a restaurant venture, okay? And this restaurant it's doing fine, right? It's not doing great, but it's not doing bad. It's doing fine. But one of the workers we were recently hired said she was having a very hard time finding a job. She's like 40 years old. She said she's never had this hard of a time finding a job. She actually worked for us like 2 years ago, and then seems like didn't necessarily want to come back, but couldn't find another job. So there is definitely some weird things going on in the labor market. Hopefully the holiday season kind of corrects some of that, but it's the first time I've heard someone say they had a hard time finding a job, like in a pretty long time, like actively looking in places we're not hiring. So take that as you will. Oh, but the point of that was that if we have a government shutdown, again, historically it's not bullish or bearish, but with a labor market that is weak, not paying government workers, shutting down government parks and different services, could be a negative. And I wouldn't be shocked if we don't have a bill to avert a government shutdown, if like the later days of next week start to get a little choppy because of it. India's goal to seek a trade pact with the U.S. in a ministry statement today. India Commerce Minister Goyal to visit the U.S. on September 22nd. Now, in this TikTok deal, it provides 6 out of 7 board seats to Americans, according to Caroline Levitt. Okay, again, I don't think China made a deal to sell TikTok or approved a deal for TikTok to be bought without a lower tariff rate. China doesn't need the money. They're fine. Okay. It's not a money thing. They got something else out of it. And I just want to know what. And if that's going to be good for markets. White House Press Secretary Levitt says TikTok algorithm to be controlled by the US. And Zelensky will meet with Trump during the UNGA next week. Trump officials are in talks with the Taliban about reestablishing a U.S. military presence at Afghanistan's Agram Air Base. And Trump has officially created the Trump Gold Card, which will allow individuals and corporations to receive rapid residency in the U.S. and has a starting price of $1 million. And the Bureau of Labor Statistics has postponed the release of a key annual report central to future inflation data. The BLS did not explain the reasoning for the delay or when it might ultimately be released. Comment's pretty funny. Can't have a recession if no one has data to confirm it. Yeah, that's true. And Trump last night announced another lethal kinetic strike in international waters, killing 3 alleged drug traffickers. So with all of that said, ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts on this down below in the comments section. In the next video, we're going to be going over more of what's in store for next week, what Wall Street is saying about this market. We have about a 2-minute clip from Dan Ives, a clip from Tom Lee, Warren Pies that I want to share with you as well, because you need to stay informed with what Wall Street is saying, because why? You don't matter. What you do in your portfolio does not move the markets. What hedge funds and institutions are doing moves stocks, specifically stocks like Tesla. So it's important to kind of have an idea of how they're looking at this market. Again, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Check out that link down below in the description of this video to come join the trading community. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.